Hello everyone, once again Mr. Happy Zap here, just to give you a bit of an update on the hydro service, power service, however you say it in your region. The reason I'm doing this video here is that conductors of copper and aluminum are usually the most common used conductors in the electrical trade. And the problem is, in larger conductors, the copper conductors, copper has become very, very expensive. So nowadays they're using aluminum, and they have for a while to for your service conductors. That's the main lines coming into the building, and somewhat so on some branch circuits, depending on how large the actual circuit is. So here, of course, I've got my stack in. I've got my meter base. Goes into the house underneath there, as I showed last time. I still have to put the mast insulator on so that I can connect something similar like that, so I can connect to the power pole up there with the actual, what they call triplex. You can see it going across there, right across there. That's triplex. So this gizmo here holds the actual clamping device for the wire, and then you got your mast head, which goes on top up there. Okay, and then you knock out 3 of these holes here, and you pass that large conductors up there through here, and it acts as a weatherproof masthead. So what I've also done here is there's something in aluminum conductors that's called cold flow. It's not inherent usually in copper conductors. And what happens when you go underneath a screw lug and you tighten down on the conductor, I'll show you that in the basement, the actual conductor, the actual aluminum starts to want to chase away from the actual pressure. So every time it does that, the connection loosens up, and you have the potential for arcing, and arcing is something you do not want. So all my connections here, I've got compression fittings on, and I'm going to go into the basement now and give you a rundown on what all that entails. So just give me a second. Okay, we're in the basement here. I've put up a large panel board so that I can accept my 200 amp 42 circuit panel, and over here eventually I'm going to have a 30 amp manual transfer switch for a generator backup. So I'll have critical circuits in there, and the rest going here. Now here's what I'm talking about for the conductor. See here, here's your multi-stranded conductor, and when that goes underneath the actual lug and gets compressed, the actual conductor itself will want to chase away from that pressure. So what should be done in most cases, and it's not done, especially on smaller services, residential, compression fittings should be put on so that you have like a pin type connector underneath the lug, which is actual manufacturer, so that it does not have this inherent cold flow scenario. That's more like an actual solid conductor. So, like, if you want to call it solid copper conductor for the most part. So you have all 3 of these I have compressed on, and I use the tool here. There's a pump part of it, hydraulic pump, and then the actual head with the actual die inside of it, which when you pump it down and put pressure on it, it actually then compresses the conductor to a proper pressure, and then the conductors themselves then are clamped in there, and they have nowhere to flow to because you don't have the space here in the actual lug. You can see there's space in there, so therefore you get a conductor, you got space for it to flow around here. There's no place for it to flow. So this is what should be done. Most cases not, because, well, under code they don't ask for it. So yes, it adds maybe another $150 onto like on here, a 200 amp service. But I know now that I am not going to have, if there's any arcing, there shouldn't be. I'll have minimal. There should be minimal, and these, once these are tightened down, they should stay tightened down, because once again the conductor is not trying to escape from it. So that's about it there. So I still have to bring in my ground wire from outside to ground the actual neutral conductor here. and get that grounded out. And then because there's a screw right there for it, bring in my number 6 conductor, and then go out to the two 10-foot ground rods, and that'll ground the system. And then of course I have to still ground the gas line once the gas line's put in. So this is kind of what, just giving you an update here, what should be done and what isn't done. And it all comes down to cost and time, but maybe if you're looking at doing a upgrade or looking at doing a new house, new service, maybe you should ask your electrician to look into getting compression fittings, pin type connectors, so that make sure that you have excellent connections throughout your conductor run from the mast or from where it's up, whether it's overhead or underground. Your connections are good and true, and you'll have a lot less problems with them down the road. Other than that, everyone, once again, keep cool tool and have a great day. Signing out. Bye for now.